This month in art history, Nigerian singer Fela Kuti arrested again on suspicion of murder March 8, 1993. South African Broadcasting Corporation lifts its ban on popular English rock band The Beatles, March 3, 1971. March 14, 1933, Quincy Jones, the composer of hit We Are the World and singer, was born in Chicago, Illinois. February 27, 2015, lovers of Mr. Spock from sci-fi series Star Trek say their final farewell to Leonard Nimoy.
It's been the norm since 2010, a one-of-a-kind project in Nigeria organized by the African Artist Foundation AAF, determined to create a space for photo artists to continue to meet to tell the African story loud and clear through pictures.
I managed with the previous series that is based on a real story about an African space program in Zambia in 1964, and everybody was like, "Oh, impossible! Africans want to go to the moon." So they didn't know how to react because it was it's like, why it is real? They didn't believe it.
The works take one on a visual journey through the length and breadth of a big, strong, and beautiful continent, capturing the people, the places, and the practices, showing colorful scenes and thought-provoking emotions, which creates a platform for discussion.
It's about using the medium to sort of, address certain issues and hope that people appreciate it and people sort of get an experience that you're trying to let them get. Because at the end of the day, it's about creating an experience for people, and you hope that they connect to that experience and they get the experience.
This series explores Makoko, a slum community in Lagos sited by the lagoon. In the 18th century, it was just a fishing village, but it grew way beyond that, now as stilts are built on water for shelter. This historic site was to be turned to a prime waterfront. The news didn't go down well with the residents here. The Makoko story has intrigued many photographers who still feel the urge to bring this tale here.
Makoko is maybe where all the photojournalists, Western photojournalists, come to take the beautiful picture of poverty in Africa. And it's a very aesthetical place, and so it's very easy to take the cliche from Africa. And I really wanted to document this place, including the religion, including the beliefs, including the hopes and the fears of the people that live in Makoko. And I decided to use this book that has a lot of content and a lot of references also from the Beninese that normally live in Makoko, because there's a big community with Benin and Voodoo and so on. So just try to describe the place more in an emotional place, in an emotional point of view, than rather, oh, this is beautiful and these people are poor and then that's what Africa is.
While others are more concerned with what goes on in the human mind, which is a fascinating subject.
In an interesting way, I found out that over the years that they write all kinds of things on the wall, different scribblings on the wall. And it's like a guerrilla marketing where people just want to get everything on the wall. So it's an alternative way of sort of marketing, It's like e-commerce. We have to go through the internet. But in this case, like, people just alternatively use the text and sort of address that issue. So there's so much information to consume when you're driving through the streets of Lagos. And for me, it's sort of interesting because when you're driving through, you see almost anything, even sometimes the most impossible things that you think of, you will find on these walls. So why I use my body is basically to distort the message and to sort of ask the question of authenticity. How true are these messages that you find on the streets of Lagos?
I'm just trying to describe and to turn into real something that is inside a 5-year-old kid. And this is one of the images. He's covered by insects in one of the chapters, and he has to travel inside a big bag with snakes and insects and cockroaches and everything. So I just took a lot of fake ones, plastic ones, and tried to describe what is happening in the book.
The men behind the lens were set to stage reality and document fiction as contemporary photographers working in Africa that told the line between photography and truth, incorporating conceptual practices and performative strategies that break the norm.
The Fulani mud huts is basically about the Fulani people and how they live with the objects around them. Most people, when they see the pictures, they assume it's a store or it was created, but that's how they live within the mud huts. They don't have that much space. So what they do is everything that they use, from their cups to spoons, cutlery, buckets, is all designed into the building within the hut. So from outside, it's a bit, it looks like a regular hut. And then when you walk in, it's this amazing wonderland. It's like a dream. But the main thing, what makes it so beautiful, is the use of color. Within the walls, you can't see really close up, but you see their pictures. Their pictures are there. They have calendars within the wall. They pick up waterproof posters. So they're posters of politicians to stop the water from coming in. So it's basically a use of design, but yet very artistic.
As a window to the world, these images stir up emotions by capturing the complex socio and political concerns that define a new Africa in the 21st century.
Great art picks up where nature ends. Art opens the closets, airs out the cellars and attics, and it brings healing.
Christopher Uchefuna Okeke was born on the 30th of April 1933 in Nimo, Njikoka local government area of Anambra State, Nigeria. Between 1940 and 1953, he attended St. Peter Clavers Primary School, Kafanchan, Metropolitan College, Onitsha, and Bishop Shanahan College, Olu, during which time he had already begun to demonstrate an avid interest in drawing and painting. He was admitted to read fine art at the Nigerian College of Arts, Science and Technology, now Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. As an undergraduate in 1958, Okeke, together with Yusuf Grillo, Bruce Onabrakbea, Demas Nwoko and others, inaugurated the Zaria Art Society. In that same year, he opened a cultural center at Kafanchan, which later became the Asele Institute, Nimo, in 1996. He has been the director, Institute of African Studies, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, visiting professor to the Department of Creative Art, University of Port Harcourt, honorary deputy director general, Africa, of International Biographical Center, Cambridge, amongst numerous other engagements with many educational and cultural institutions in different parts of the world.
You can enjoy Art House on any of these platforms.
I'm sure you noticed that we have introduced a new segment called This Month in Art History. I'd really like to know your thoughts about it, so drop a line on any of our platforms. It's showing on your screen as I look forward to hearing from you. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Always remember, art doesn't express anything but itself.